Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tito Clock. So please welcome your host, James Deacon.
Woohoo! Check it out. Look who's first. It's June Oliva and May. It's one of the rare occasions where June comes before May, but in this case, it kind of works. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm talking about, of course, the regular Tito Clockers that usually race to the entrance of the show to see who's going to be first. Normally, it's May. This time, June Oliva. Hi, but you know what? There's really no prizes for being first. The real prizes come by just staying with us. That's what it's all about. And I'm not talking about monetary prizes and stuff like that, although we do have some of those. But I'm talking about the real rewards, which is spending time together as a community, a like-minded community that is here to solve the world's problems. Yeah, so there you go. I'm Peter James, and I'm here till 6 p.m. And boy, have we got a good, wow, what a description. It's like you run out of words. Boy, have we got a good show for you. Boy, we got, anyway, it's a good show. That's I'll leave it at that. It's a good show because we're going to do all the things you normally love, which is, of course, the latest headlines, the inbox, which you all get to sort of get me riled up with. And we're also going to do the Free Plug Friday. We got the raffles. We're also going to have an Ask Me Anything as well portion later on in the show. And then we're just going to read out some of your messages as well. So just before we get into the latest in headlines, I just want to do a quick shout out to those who are tuned in right now. These are just random ones. Elmer, I saw Elmer Capuno. I saw Hans De Leon, Anthony Aguilar, Bien Desnacido, Raymond De Leon, Gero, Adonis, Jules Idanan, Nico Baltazar. I could go on, but we could spend the rest of the entire show just reading out names, and we still probably won't get to everybody. So let's just get straight into it, shall we? With the latest in headlines, just we're all on the same page and know what's happening out there, the great big scary world that we live in. But for that, we need Chris. Chris, what you got there?
Hello, Tita James. Good afternoon. And hello, my fellow Tito Clockers. Happy Friday. This is Chris for your Tito Clock News. The Department of Foreign Affairs appealed today to the 116 Filipinos left in conflict-stricken Ukraine to leave the country. As of Thursday, 93 Filipinos have left Ukraine of 209 that the agency was able to account for, according to DFA Undersecretary Sara Ariola. Some 45 Filipinos remain in Kyiv. Ariola added that some of those who choose to stay work for humanitarian or security organizations in Europe. The Philippines is maintaining its presence in the city of Lviv, while it has an honorary consulate in Kyiv. There are also some 200 seafarers stranded in the Black Sea or in ports of Ukraine due to the fighting. The DFA will meet later today with the Philippine Overseas Employment Administration, or POEA, and the seafarers manning agencies if the workers could be evacuated. The International Criminal Court has already opened a war crimes investigation against Russia. Ukraine says more than 350 civilians, including 14 children, have been killed in the conflict. 12 areas in the Visayas and Mindanao are now classified as low risk for COVID-19, according to Octa Research. In separate tweets on Thursday, Octa Research fellow Guido David identified these areas as Bacolod, Cebu City, Lapu-Lapu, Mandaue, Ormoc, Tacloban, as well as Butuan, Cotabato City, Davao City, General Santos, Iligan, and Zamboanga City. They have reproduction rates that are considered to be very low based on data provided by David. The data refers to the average number of people a COVID-19 case can infect. A rate below 1 indicates that the transmission is slowing down. Healthcare utilization rates of all areas were also at low risk, except for Tacloban and Cotabato City, which were both at low 32%. As for the positivity rate, or the percentage of people who tested positive for COVID-19, it is still high in Ormoc with 17% and in both General Santos and Iligan with 15% and 18% respectively. On the other hand, those with rates classified as moderate are Butuan and Zamboanga City. The one-week average daily attack rates for a few were also still moderate, particularly in Cebu City, Lapu-Lapu, Mandaue, and Davao City. Meanwhile, Iloilo City and Cagayan de Oro are now classified as moderate risk, David said. The government recently eased restrictions for many areas after it placed them under Alert Level 1 as health officials see a continued decline in COVID-19 cases in the country. Daily infections in the country remain on a downward trend with 989 new ones on Thursday. This brought the nationwide tally to 3,664,905, of which 50,458 are currently sick patients. Devotees flocked to Quiapo Church on the first Friday of the month as COVID-19 Alert Level 1 has been imposed in Metro Manila. According to Police Lieutenant Gary Mendoza, Assistant Commander of the Plaza Miranda Police Station, more than 2,000 devotees heard Mass earlier today. 560 individuals are now allowed to sit on the pews inside the church, sitting 5 persons per pew, while 540 persons are allowed to stand inside. Only vaccinated individuals are permitted inside the church. 300 to 400 individuals are allowed to stand outside Plaza Miranda. People who have been devotees of the Black Nazarene for decades are delighted by the much relaxed alert status as they can now bring their grandchildren inside the church. Meanwhile, only flower vendors are allowed in Plaza Miranda and candle vendors are allowed on the church sidewalks. The United States announced on Thursday that it is granting temporary protected status or TPS to Ukrainians currently in the country for the next 18 months. Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas of the Department of Homeland Security or DHS said Ukrainians who are now in the United States are allowed to stay and the threat of deportation are lifted. DHS said temporary protected status will be afforded to Ukrainians who were in the country as of March 1, 2022. Individuals who attempt to travel to the United States after March 1, 2022 will not be eligible for TPS. The department did not provide figures on the number of Ukrainians who would be affected by the move. However, the Wall Street Journal said there are 30,000 Ukrainians in the United States, including students, tourists, and people on expiring work visas. The newspaper, citing a database maintained by Syracuse University, said some 4,000 Ukrainians are currently fighting deportation. Those were the latest in headlines for Tito Clock. Brace yourselves, everybody, because it is time for your weekly dose of Kamote Corner.
I don't know why I tell everyone else to brace themselves. It's really just me that gets all riled up about this. But anyway,
I don't
if you
think
do
we're
have
alone in that.
a low carb tolerance to camotes, then I suggest you also pace yourself too. So
Yes.
I have no idea what's coming up. So just hit. It's just like a band-aid. Just rip it right off. Come on, let's do it. Or an injection
All right.
and just stuff it right in.
Let's do this. Hinga malalim dito, James. Pati ako nabubulol. Ano ba yan? Here we go. First
By
up.
the way, before you
Hi.
start,
Yes.
did you get a new mic or something?
No, I did something different with my setup. Is it clearer now?
Sounds super legit and clear. Yeah. Not that you didn't sound legit before. We always believe what you said before, but now we believe you a little more because the quality.
The quality is different now, right?
Yes,
Hey.
it's different. It's good. Anyway,
Experiment.
go. You
All
see, this is
right.
me buttering you up so that you be nicer to me when you show me provocative images.
But you know, Tito James, it's not my fault. It's the Tito Clockers who are
No, you're a filter that it needs to go through. So I mean, yes, you do have to take some responsibility here.
okay, fine.
And you have sound effects.
Yes, we do have sound effects just like this one.
Breathe.
Oh yeah.
Hey, greetings
All right,
from
here we
Mama.
go. Tito James,
Mm.
ready? I know you're not.
Mm.
But first up we have is
You're
X
excited.
marks the kamote.
I've seen this. Sorry,
Yeah, I think you posted this already.
yeah, because oh my God. I mean, look, you can see it coming a mile off, and yet they don't. And look at this. Look at all three of them without helmets. Pero naka-mask si Kuya.
Naman.
in fairness for your safety, nakaprotected siya from
True.
COVID. Eh, from
Yes.
blunt trauma, hindi masyado. Pero from airborne viruses, baka may chance pa siya.
Yeah, from
But really good.
viruses and smoke, ganyan. Okay
But
naman sila.
um, in a way, right? They're not. You could look at it this way: the helmet is there to protect your brains.
Mm-hmm.
In case that's not required, kasi wala brains talaga, right? So what are you really protecting with a helmet? I'm sorry, but come on, 3 in a motorcycle like that with a kuya that's either if he's not drunk, I don't know what his excuse is. I mean, really, jeez. Straight
Kunyari,
into a park
lasing si Tito, sabi niya.
into a park car. Oh my God. All right, go.
All right. Don't try this at home, guys. Okay.
Most likely.
Let's have like a kamote boss.
Still smiling the third person. Oh.
Yes.
Ayun.
Pa, di ba? Kind of reminds me of that lady who took her time to really block off those who are taking the other lane. Para umayos sila.
Does it make it worse that it's a black SUV Hummer, with all the cliches and stuff? Does it? Or is it just me?
Possibly.
I mean, this is bad, right? This is bad regardless. It's highly idiotic, highly privileged, very entitled. But I'm just wondering does it make it worse for you because it's got the cliche black Hummer, bull bars, that whole yabang effect. Suburbans have the same type of thing, and these types of vehicles, that Tahoes and stuff, because they're normally associated with road bullies. But this is just highly, come on, man. I mean, you're counterflowing already, and then you're gonna double down on your counterflow by going around it.
Some people are already name dropping a celebrity. Baka si ulit yan. Or sabi, entitled kamote. O, diba?
This is one of the things I'm very careful of because especially when I had a driver. I don't have a driver anymore. I haven't had one during the pandemic, etc. But I would make my car visible. That's the reason I make my car very visible online. A lot of people say, Tito James, what are you doing? You even show your plate number. What's the problem with that? I mean, in a case, especially in my case, where I'm trying to advocate road safety, I want that extra pressure for me or my driver, whoever drives my car. Please, this car is identifiable. I want you to feel the pressure that people will send me a video like this if my car does something stupid as that. So if you're a celebrity that's done this and you have such a noticeable, highly identifiable car like a black Hummer H2 or H3, I'm not sure from the picture. My eyes are bad. It looks like an H3 Hummer. Come on, man. Anyway. Whatever you are. I don't even know who you're suggesting, by the way. So, hint naman dyan, Initial.
Hint naman dyan. Diba, makikita nyo sa comments, guys.
Do your own research. Do your own
research. Yes. Just scroll. Kaso lang masyadong marami. Natabunan
H2.
na. Alright.
Yeah.
H2, yeah. Okay. We're halfway there, Tito James. Trigger warning to those who are pet parents.
Ngayon may trigger warning, ha? Ngayon.
May trigger warning. Yes.
Now. Okay, I don't know what to expect now. Okay. Now I'm scared.
We've seen a lot of these, but you can never get enough. So the next image is called Safe.
Yeah. I can see why we're warning, because for the animal lovers out there, this is something to get very triggered by. I don't understand. It's bad enough you're going to leave them in the bed, but to put them on the roof like that's just really, really dumb. You know what's particularly stressful about this for any animal lover is.
Yeah.
One, it's stupid as is. You don't need to be an animal lover to realize how wrong this is. But it makes me shiver just to think if that car takes a turn and that dog falls off, not just does it fall off and hit the ground, it will be dangling on the side of a pickup with that because of the weight. Just think of it, turn left or right. That dog's going to slide off the roof, not necessarily fall back into the bed, which means it's going to be dragged along and choked,
Yeah,
and probably even run over by its own wheels. I can't even
true.
begin to look. Everyone's just in their studio going, "What? Why?" Yeah, well, that's what happens when you do stupid things like that. Come on, man. And when you're talking about or speaking for people or animals that can't speak for themselves, like this case, I have no sympathy for people because these dogs can't speak
For
back.
sure.
So
Yes.
yeah, I don't think anything's too harsh to really get the point across. Don't do this. This is stupid.
True.
And
Indeed.
you're going to get called out. Well, this is actually a very mild version because if there's anyone out there that doesn't realize, and I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that you don't realize that this is wrong, this or leaving your animals in the trunk or things like that. Wait till it gets picked up by animal rights activists and stuff like that.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about viral? The number one, I don't know if it still stands today, but just for context, the most viral Facebook post coming out of the Philippines, supposedly for any Facebook page, was the time the BGC cats, when the Shangri-La were accused of exterminating them.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, what happened? But I spoke to people there and people in the PR agency, and even Facebook confirmed it. At that time, that was the highest engagement of any page in the Philippines ever.
Wow.
Ever. Think about
Salute
those.
to all
It really
animal
strikes
advocates.
a chord with people. It really hits a chord with animal lovers because these are beautiful creatures that cannot defend themselves, verbally at least anyway. And if you tie them up, they can't defend themselves physically either.
That's
Right?
true.
I
Yes.
think we spent time on this. I think they get the drift. But
They get the picture. And we have a lot of parents online. A lot of people.
Especially since we have Rocket drawing out the prize.
Oh no. Ibale, Rocket will stand up for them. All right. Okay, Tito James. Next up, we have so much for signs. I mean, you can literally sing. I saw the signs. They didn't see the sign. I saw the sign.
Yeah, no, where I can't see where are the sign? Where there's so many I can't see. Which one do I go for? The one that says no parking,
No
the one that
parking.
says no parking zone, or the one that says clamping and towing zone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're getting confused already, so they just completely ignored it.
Yeah. I think they think they cancel out each other or something. It's like a Jack and Boy system with the I don't know what they're probably thinking. Look,
Sobrang dami na cancel out na.
This is I'm gonna post this right after. This is just.
Oh yeah, indeed. I don't think they will follow rules unless there's a guard there telling them.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what goes through the person's mind. Like when you park and you look, right? Because you have to. I mean, this is what we're trained to do. You look and you see a sign, no parking. Do you think the person goes, I wonder what they mean by that? Diba? I mean, how else do you then you say, Oi, ate, or kuya, whoever's driving, right? May isa pa. Wow. Now I really wonder what they mean by that. Come on. It's I don't know.
Ubus na daw ang clamp, pwede na mag-park. Yeah, there is a point there, Eugene.
I always say this.
Naubos na yung clamp, so they park. Ay, naka.
Okay,
Oh my gosh. All right. Last but not the least, Tito James. It's called What to Do Now or Sino Mag-a-adjust? Then do not follow. So, saan tayo? Saan tayo lulugar dito?
Damn if you don't.
Saan lulugar? Paano talaga?
This is at least funny because it's somebody caught it at the right time. So I'll give them credit for that, But yeah, this is nothing to do with the previous ones with the signs. This one just happened to be funny for obvious reasons. Well, thanks, Chris. I think we made it. We made it.
Yes, we made it. Woohoo!
We should have like a white hair counter. You see, like we should like measure the white hairs. And then
Mahirap
some,
yan, Tito.
yeah, to see like a real-time white hair counter to see if it changes during the no. Because I feel so strongly about this because as I keep saying, the reason I chose this as my advocacy is because I do see one, not enough attention is ever paid to road safety. Yet it's one of our biggest killers. And yet, for some reason, it just keeps going unnoticed. And it's so random and indiscriminate. So you cannot really, I mean, you can do what you can to protect yourself, but if there are camotes like this, no matter what you're doing, I mean, like if a camote comes flying out of a freaking the skyway, like it happens because they
Yes.
drive so fast or they drive so stupid, they fly off the skyway. I mean, how do you protect yourself from that? That's why I'm so passionate because it could be you one day, it could be one of the people you love, and you just think, wow, just a little bit of extra care just before you went out might have saved a life. So I
Yes.
hope people take it seriously, even half as seriously as we did COVID.
Yes,
That would be
indeed. And that's why we vote Tito James for president. Joke lang yon. Baka
joke.
maniwala. All right. Tito James, thank you so much and have a awesome weekend. Congratulations in advance to our raffle winners. Avoid kamote people, everybody, but always choose happiness with some Sugar Rush. Don't forget to follow me on my social media and follow Sugar Rush Entertainment PH on Facebook and Instagram for your kitty party entertainment needs. Remember to stay safe, healthy, and hydrated. This is Chris. See you guys. Bye.
And that was Chris with the latest in headlines. Always nice to hear her chirpy voice. She's always brings a good vibe, doesn't she? Hey, good's the word of the day, yeah? Have you noticed, X? Good, yeah. Good is the word of the day. Yeah, she always comes in with a good vibe. She always comes in with that cheery voice, and she just adds so much to the show. So we thank her for that. She's part of we found her, should I say? We found her in the community. So this is how we operate here at Tito Clock. It was always born as some kind of an initiative to get people together during the pandemic and help each other out because we're all going through a shared struggle. Chris is just one of the many examples. If you like her voice, you can get a hold of her over there and use her for either kitty parties, voiceovers, or what have you. She'd love to do that as well for you guys. Another initiative that we did, which kept people together and started moving the money around, at least in the local economy, was something we call Free Plug Friday, which gives local small businesses, people who just pivoted into something new, a chance to get their products out there and exposed to a wider audience without having to pay anything for it. That's why we call it Free Plug Friday. And for that, we need X. X, what you got in the box there, X?
Hi, DJs. We actually have a lot in service again. But before we go there, I just want to say hi to all the fuckers. Welcome to another edition of Free Plug Friday. All right. Please rise on the free. So, DJs, let's start Free Plug Friday by celebrating the feeling of freedom since we're down.
Freedom!
Woo-hoo! Since we're down to alert level 1 with Jabra and local calls. So Jabra is actually a Filipino company.
Really?
Yes, that offers motorcycle intercoms to make sure that riders are connected while they are in the wide open roads. So it also has noise cancellation function and it's waterproof.
Wow. Well, it would have to be, wouldn't it, for
it
to be effective on the motorcycle, right?
Exactly, DJs. And apart from being able to communicate via an intercom, up to a maximum of 1,200 meter distance, riders can also stream music. I know it's
like that's 1.2 kilometers. That's beyond, I guess, most people's line of sight.
Exactly.
So
just to make sure.
Yeah, that's
Just to
good.
make sure.
That's good.
And they can also, like you said, stream music, listen to FM radio, and do phone calls. And communication can actually be up to 12 riders. Imagine how fun, how cool that would be. And it depends on the kind of model you get. But for now, Tito James, why don't we ask the Tito Walkers what they think of these with a raffle time? Woo! Guys, Jabra are giving away these Jabra duo motorcycle comms that's worth 2,995 to 3 lucky Tito Walkers. What should they put there down below, Tito James?
Freedom, something that makes you feel free. Because I think riding a motorcycle is the ultimate expression of freedom, don't you think?
I
Or at
believe.
least one of them, one of the top ones.
Exactly.
And the irony here is, some people, they go over to ride their motorcycles to get away from it all. And here we're giving them headsets so that we can connect to that. But hey, that's, it's how you use the technology. But this is great for safety. And it's also great to, let's say you're doing fun runs and stuff.
Exactly.
Oh my God, it changes the game. Anyway, I guess if you really want that silence, you can just turn it off, right?
Exactly. So, guys, for those of you, please check them out at Jabra on Facebook, Instagram. Good luck. Next, we go to Nixie. So, Nixie is a local apparel brand that specializes in poncho towels as well as regular towels.
It's a niche segment.
Anyway, Nixie's poncho towels are made of 100% super absorbent microfiber, which means that they can dry faster than your regular towels.
Is that the difference?
Exactly. Yes, Tito James.
I was asking when I saw that. So what's the story behind these guys? I mean, I love little stories like this. That's the only reason I ask. Because I love stories that are like, who put that much effort into towels? There's got to be a backstory to something.
Backstory is, Tito James, apart from using it as a regular towel, you can also use it as a cozy layer for lounging or as a personal changing station when you're outdoors.
That's what I was intrigued about, because obviously whoever started this or is doing this, had real problems to solve. Because these are not something that we all talk about, but come on.
Exactly.
When you jump out of the ocean and it's cold,
you
look for that.
Want
you want to just rug up into something that you can just wear. For me, I don't have the most perfect body.
Whoa.
So, you're not too confident with sword. You want to cover up a little bit. And then for the girls, I like the idea that you can get changed underneath.
Exactly. And they also have different colors to offer. So, guys, the price is $1,350 for a small poncho towel. It's $1,950 for a large poncho towel. And it's $550 for their towels. But you know what's cooler, James?
What? No.
Raffle time! All right, guys. Nixie's giving away one poncho towel to two lucky Tito Clockers. Get that right, James?
I think so. But I just had a thought about it. It doesn't have to be just for the beach. I mean, sometimes when you jump out of the shower, and you just want to you don't want to go through the whole hassle of getting dressed. You just want to watch your favorite Netflix or whatever's on, and you're nice and cuddled and warm and cold.
Just gave me an idea.
There you go.
All right, guys. What should they comment down below for this one, Tito James?
Z's. Like Z's. Like, you're, I don't know why I said that. Maybe because you're napping, but it could be for anything. The beach, Z's, towels, whatever you want.
All right, guys. Leave your comments down below and good luck with the draw. Again, Nixie. You can check them out on Facebook, Instagram, and on their website. Next, we go to Crypto King PH. So Tito James, it is owned actually by an IT professional who saw the need for extra security, especially for those who have investments in the blockchain or crypto, like yourself.
He didn't just see a need; he found a solution, a particular solution. Because I think people should know this about this guy and the crypto market in general in the Philippines. It's not actually straightforward to bring in a ledger, which is where you store your crypto. I didn't know this until I got quite into it, so I'm glad this guy solved this problem, you see, because technically speaking, the USBs that come in that store your crypto have to go through the optical media board, so that means they get blocked at customs, and Trezor and people like that don't ship here anymore, precisely because of this rule. Now, it's an antiquated rule, it's an old rule, but that's another topic for another time. But the problem that it created was people who wanted to store their crypto in the Philippines had no access. This guy got a license to import through the optical media board, so at least that you're getting it through the proper channels.
That's true.
Yeah,
it's important to know.
It's very important to know, and exactly, because what you don't want to mess around with a crypto USB is you gotta make sure you know the source.
Exactly.
Okay, that's don't just buy that second.
Literally putting your
money
in a store.
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, they offer crypto wallets such as the Ledger Nano S, Ledger Nano X if you have
more than let's say 3 or 4.
3 or 4 coins.
Yeah.
Trezor 1, Trezor T, Elephant Titan, IMT Pro, and Cool Wallet. And they also offer seed phrase storages such as the Crypto Steel Capsule, Elephant Mnemonic, IMT Secret Box, and even accessories such as leather cases and pouches. So price depends on the kind of wallet and the kind of seed phrase storage. But you know what?
There's only one thing better than that.
Yes, it's raffle time! All right. The awesome owner of Crypto King PH is giving away a Ledger Nano S worth 5,499. So what should they comment down below?
Technically, it's not worth 5,000. It's worth whatever you put in there. It could be
true.
worth billions if
Exactly.
you buy enough Bitcoin, right?
Exactly.
But yes, the retail price of it's about $5,000. Definitely worth your while. What should they put? I think they should put like a little lock or something,
Lock,
like a little
lock.
vault, something to
Vault.
represent.
Okay.
You know, because
Right.
there's something. The reason I'm butting in here, I don't normally butt so much into your free plug Friday, but because I
Okay.
think right now it's very important. A lot of people are buying crypto, and they're buying crypto because of this escalation of tension and war in Ukraine. And the things that we're learning from this is that it's not your coins if it's not your keys. If
Yes.
you're storing them on a site, financial censorship during a war, they are freezing banks and stuff like that.
And apps.
And apps, they're pressuring apps. Remember, if there's a human being attached to it, they can pressure them. So as much as it is decentralized, etc., it's not truly decentralized unless you have it in your palm of your hand.
Exactly.
That's what crypto is. It's the power of personal financial sovereignty. So if you keep it on an exchange, it's not really your coin.
So guys, keep leaving those security
Yeah.
comments down
just,
below.
yeah.
And pray that the raffle gods choose you. Again, hope you can check me out, Crypto King PH on Facebook, Instagram, and Shopee. Next, we go to Kanlungan Umbrella. So Kanlungan Umbrellas offers minimalist umbrella designs with great quality. So just look at the colors they offer, Tito James, and especially the customized one that they sent over for you. And don't you love
Of
that it's
course.
Tito Blue?
Yeah. Yes, they know me.
So guys, price starts at 1,800 with different colors to choose from. And this is perfect just in time for the summer. And of course, especially for the rainy days. And they even offer gift sets as well. Hope you can check them out. Kanlungan Umbrellas on Facebook, Instagram, and of course on their website. Last but not least, we go to Vintage Pickers by Queen Bee. So Vintage Pickers by Queen Bee started by two owners last July 2020 who are actually both vintage bag collectors. And they offer pre-loved vintage branded leather bags, Japan bags, and other collectible goods. So prices of each bag depends on the brand, of course, the design, the quality, the size. But for reference, prices usually go 500 pesos and above. So hope you can support them since it also gives these new bags a new home as well. Again, Vintage Pickers by Queen Bee on Facebook and Instagram. Well, that's all we have for this week's edition of Free Plug Friday. Stay safe and always sanitize, bloggers. This is X. Peace out. Enjoy your weekend. Bye. Woo! Rocket, go Rocket.
Free rocket. Well, that was Free Plug Friday, or should I say that was? I'll just put that down a little bit because, somebody. See how hard this is to do a podcast with this. I don't know if you can see him. Yeah. Oh, you got a bonus. Yeah, he just fell asleep over here on the job, knowing how much he has to draw out. Yet he just calmly falls asleep right there on my lap. So, yep, that's Rocket. If we could all just be a little bit of just find our inner Rocket, and we would all be at peace like this. But hopefully, you find your inner Rocket. All right, so that was Free Plug Friday, just a little initiative that we took, I think, in March of 2020 or April of 2020, right when the pandemic first kicked in. And since then, it's just been, it's been great for everybody. I think it's great because we get to show you great products. You get to help people that really do need, I guess, a bit of an assistance just to get, just kickstart them, That's all. That's all we're doing. It's a new economy. It's a new world that we live in. And that's how our little way of making things a little bit easier to get that money spinning around the local economy. Now, here's the thing. If you do have a product and you do fit into that category, and we are working on an honesty system here because we want to help people who really don't have the means. So if you are a big company, there are many other ways that you can go and advertise your products. But if you are trying to just pivot, you are a small company, something homegrown, something that you're just trying to try for the first time, we're happy to help. Just send a message over here on IG. You'll see it there at the bottom scrolling, and that will go straight to X. There is a little bit of a wait, but not much actually. So because we took a bit of a break, the waiting time has calmed down a little bit. So look who's popped up. There you go. So there you go. That is Free Plug Friday. If you want to be involved in that, you have a product that you want to get out there, just send X a message on Instagram. All right, so that's that. Next up, we've got here's our. Oh, we have like graphics for this. Oh, how cool!
Oh wait, wait.
We have music as well. We got music. We going big time, Rocket. Look at this. We got Ask Me Anything. This is brought to you by our friends at Motolite. Pang matagalan talaga. And if you have any battery concerns, well, these are the only guys that really deliver right to you when you need it. This is what made them so famous and become the #1 selling battery in the entire company. That's not even a script. I just said that because that's from here. Yeah. From the heart. I don't. Yeah, you can see I'm not reading. That's just from personal experience. We all know that the Express Hatid thing from Motolite has been a household name, and it's something that every kid, especially a new driver, actually all drivers, but especially new drivers, kids and stuff who may not know it, slip them that card there of Express Hatid. If you ever run out of a battery, they'll come out and they'll save you anytime. All right, so this is the Ask Me Anything portion. Who we got there? Hi, Tito. How should PMS change oil be done? How often should I say? Okay, how often depends on the car, because now there are cars coming out with much longer service intervals, so you should always check your handbook. They have cars that are doing 20,000 kilometers now without an oil change. But if you're old school like me, the cost of an oil change, a 5,000 kilometer oil change, whether it's 6 months or 5,000, whichever comes first, pales into comparison on what you will lose if you have to fix your car prematurely. So I like to stick with that. You could, of course, be safe, stick with the manufacturer's recommendation. If your car has been designed to go extended periods, well then, I guess they know best. But if you're asking me personally, 5,000 kilometers every 6 months. It's not that much when you consider what you're actually protecting yourself against. So think of it like an insurance policy. Think of it like, you could probably go a week, 2-3 weeks without bathing. You won't die, but you won't have many friends. It's the same with your car. What an analogy. Ang layo, no? Ang layo. I think it'll stick though. People will go, oh, I want to change my oil. I don't want to smell. So, but that's the same type of thing. You just want to make sure that you're in tip-top condition. That's if you love your car. So 5,000 every 6 months, or you really want, just check your vehicle handbook. You'll find that some of them are 10, some of them go up to 20 as well. All right. Next up, we got. Is there another one there? Are we doing more than one today? Are we allowed to do more than one? We have time. Okay. Because I love the Ask Me Anything. Personally, it's one of my favorites. I'm a first-time car owner, which is more practical to buy. A new car, a second-hand car. Okay. Great question. You're now thinking you're going to divide up your thinking with this or this, right? If you are buying brand new, there are some advantages only in terms of financing. If you're in a company program, definitely go brand new. By all means, follow that. But if you're making super tipid and you're trying to really get the best value, buying secondhand can really save you a good, realistic 15 to 20% straight off the cuff for the same vehicle. But it comes with a little bit of a risk. So it depends on how you manage that risk. Personally, if you're going to ask me, I would like to find something that is near new, something that is probably, I can go to, let's say, a Toyota, has these authorized used car authorized dealership. What do they call that one again? The one in North EDSA, Toyota. They're really good. I've sent a lot of people there. Somewhere in North EDSA, it's a certified used car program, and these guys really go through the entire Toyota check. So these are cars up to about, they're a few years old already, but they're treated like new cars. So that's a great way of an example of mitigating the risk. You want to get a secondhand car, but you want to have some form of the brand new confidence that you have with a brand new car. Well, this kind of gets the best of both worlds, because the certified used program of Toyota allow you to buy the car but still get the factory warranty, because it's gone through 100-something point check that is certified by the Toyota engineers, so that it's practically as good as it came from the casa. Now, if it's not a Toyota you're buying, I would go to, let's say, a dealership and try to see if they have any demo models. Maybe some of their managers' cars, they might be up for replacement, etc. These are cars that are normally obviously CASA maintained and lower mileage because they're just given to their managers. So try to find that route first before you just go straight to the floor and buy the first thing that you see on the floor. Unless you have the money to do that, I find that you can get better deals if you just follow those simple steps. Okay, up to you now whether you choose brand new or used. That's all you're pretty much swapping out is the peace of mind that it came straight from the factory, from the casa, has a brand new warranty, but then you can get used cars with a brand new warranty, mostly intact. So hope that helps. And the rest is all personal. It's up to you. Is there an issue if I loaded different brands of gasoline to my car in spite of price hike? Well, if you put diesel and gas, yes, big problem. But assuming that you're mixing gas and gas, let's say 2 different brands, really, it's not. You wouldn't want to do that long term. And the only reason I say that is because it's not necessarily, the gas goes through a certain, there are quality checks for the gas, etc. So they all have to adhere to a certain standard. That's not so much the problem. In my experience, the problem has been in storage of how the particular gas company stores their fuel. Some of them have far better practices than others. This is why I go to Petron all the time, because I trust the way their process. I trust the process of how they deliver and how they store their fuel in all of their gas stations. I'm not saying that others are bad or they do it wrong, whatever. I just know that the Petron system is one that goes through a lot of different checks, and they have a great standard for that. So I like to stick with that, and I like my car to get used to it. So I always fill up like that. But if you're gonna mix it just because you're, no, it's gonna take years before that shows up, unless you're doing contaminated fuel. So assuming that it's brands and all brands they're not doing anything silly, and it's gonna show months or years before anything shows up. Don't worry about that. But as a habit, it's like I advise you the oil change. If you love your car, I would stick with just one brand, and I would just continue to use it because the car kind of gets used to it. It enjoys sort of sticking with that one thing. So there you go. Nah. J.A. Resurrección, nah. I see the argument for it, but when you apply it to our local setting, no. Because the argument for it makes sense. I agree with it in theory, I do. And I'm a rider myself, and I ride under 400cc. So I don't own a 400cc plus bike. So maybe I'm probably in a good position. There's that word again, good. I'm in a good position to comment on this because I am actually, I guess, affected by it. But when you look at the whole situation, imagine if you allowed every 125cc underbone on the NLX, SE-Tex, and our other expressways. I think you would see chaos, because we already see it already on EDSA, C5, etc. And the differences in speed are too great on a highway. The damage that can be done there is just too much. So until we can start getting a better, more disciplined riding program, then I can't really support that. I was just in Dubai last month, and I noticed, was it last month? Yeah, last month. I was in Dubai last month, and I saw the expressways there, or their Sheikh Fayed main drag. They allow the equivalents of Grab and Food Panda and whatever on that road as well. But the difference is their discipline. They're super disciplined and they're super strict. So you can see from the safety gear to the way that they ride, where they ride, etc. They've got it down pat. So it can be done, but we got to fix a lot of stuff first, namely the discipline. Gaano katagal po bago mag-alit ng battery Motolite manual po ang kotse? I think the warranty is 2 years, right? For the Motolite batteries. In my experience, they last a little bit longer than that, but the warranty is just there to make sure that you're covered for the 2 years. That's another thing about Motolite, about their batteries, right? When you have to change them over, if for any reason you happen to get a battery that didn't last up until the agreed warranty period, there's no hassle, really no hassle in exchanging it. I hear that all the time. And don't take my word for it. Ask people who have ever had to do that. You may not find many, but those who have done it, they're always surprised at how fast and how seamless and how no drama. It's really one of those true, how would you call it, no questions asked type of warranty. So there you go. I hope it answers your question. 2 years minimum, and some people go a little bit further than that. Yours is how long? Oh, X is almost 3 years. And to think how much she uses that interior light for her makeup. She's always on that, even when she's driving. Brent says hi. So there you go. In major roads with a lane that has been divided to the bicycle lane. Yeah, Sabrina, she's got an interesting question. On major roads with a lane that has been divided to a bicycle lane, put that up again. The half lane, does that become a motorcycle lane? Not officially, but it is an interesting question because it kind of kills off that lane, doesn't it? I do see where you're getting at, because I think the predicament that we're in now is that with the bike lanes, I support them. I've spoke about this before. I do support them. I like the concept of them. Having said that, I just don't see them being utilized the way they're supposed to be utilized. And it's just an observation, not an endorsement, not trying to convince people or anything. I just noticed that unless we really have a program to encourage bikers to use them at 100% capacity or 80%, or at least get them up there, they've killed off one whole lane, which we could be actually using for a motorcycle lane. So in design, whenever you're doing design, you have to look at human behavior. Good design always works with the flow, never against. It's the difference between sailing and rowing. That's good design. They will always go with the natural human behavior. So if you see that we blocked it off for a bicycle lane, but on EDSA, all the motorcycles are using it, that should tell you something. Again, I'm not saying that they're right or wrong with it. It doesn't matter. That's another argument for another time. I'm pointing out the painfully obvious is that people, regardless of it being illegal, are flocking to it. That's telling you something in terms of design language. What should you do now with that lane? I think that maybe we should figure out a way of how to divide it, or maybe segregate it just for motorcycles and then come up for a different program for bicycles. Because I also think that if you do a half-hearted job on the bicycle lanes, you do more damage than good. I applaud the initiative. I applaud the efforts of the DOTR for doing this, the MMDA, etc. And I know that they're limited in resources, but there are standards that you need to follow. The ones we're doing are not the standards. So in some situations, you can put them more in harm's way. Bicycle lanes need to be segregated if they're going to be a proper bicycle lane. They're not right now. Maybe we should rethink this. They should also restrict e-bikes on those highways. Yes, Arnold, they really should. They really, really should. It's another pet hate because it's been going on for years. We have allowed this importation of these e-bikes and stuff like that, which are great supposedly for the environment. But again, another thing is they're being misused as well. And that's another classic example of when you do something in the name of something good, but you don't do it properly. A lot of these e-bikes, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, especially the cheap ones that come from China with no brands, what tends to happen is they're really inferior technology that they use. So they end up causing more pollution than they were supposed to save because their batteries die fast, they get disposed incorrectly, and now we have a different environmental issue to deal with. Yes, they don't have exhaust coming out of the tailpipes, but how they made that battery and how they dispose of that battery and the life of that battery becomes the issue. So again, if you do it right or don't do it at all. If I get towed and there was damage dealt to my car because of towing, can I sue the towing company? Well, technically, yes, you can. There are, but this has always been a bone of contention with tow truck companies because they are one of the most cutthroat industries and they tend to have their own mafias and stuff like that. So it becomes a difficult thing. So the key there is to be as unemotional as possible, document it, and then just go straight to a court and file a case. You'll find that they will probably settle after a while, but don't go into this threat game and all that stuff like that. They don't really care about that. Okay, I think that's pretty much. We only have 8 minutes to do like how many raffles, so I think we gotta stop the question. As much as I love the questions, and it is a. Here we go. I have a confession to make, an apology and a confession. I didn't. We were supposed to raffle this off last week, and somehow it didn't actually make the raffle. Sorry. So what we've done is we've included all the previous entries, and we've included the entries for today, and we're including everybody here as well who's present right now, because it's a book written by a friend, so it's a local book. It just got out in the bookstores here. It's called The House of Calia Sombra, written by Margo Ortigas, and so somebody's going to get that. Let's do that first. Rocket, come here. Rocket ship, come here, you little. Huh? Oh yeah. So for that, it is time for. Oh, wow. Sure. All right. So the rocket ship demands he demands payment up front. See, he's a smart guy, very smart guy. Demands payment up front, and he keeps all of these in his own little ledger. That's something to like Rocket. Are you ready? Do this for me, okay? Rocket ship with your diaper. Nothing emasculates a dog quite like having a diaper, right? Diaper and socks. And he had socks the other day. This is why all the other dogs in the neighborhood pick on him. Ready? 1, 2, 3. To which Rocket says, "Yeah, you pick on me, but what's your following on Instagram?" That's so rude. Hello, here's to the book. Congratulations, Ollie. He's not supposed to. Did you tell him to chew with his mouth closed? He's so gross. Huh? What do I? Huh? Okay, so if you are one of the winners today, like every week, just a reminder, you have 24 hours to claim your prize by sending a message to Rocket. We do this because Rocket's account is kept clean just for these. He does get some fan mail, right?
Yeah.
Some. Really? Gets asked for Mode Light batteries. So he gets, he does have some fan mail come through, but the cool thing is he gets a lot of stuff. He gets to read all your messages about the raffle. So make sure you send a screenshot saying that you are the winner, accepted, then we'll verify it, and then we can give you your prize. So, let's put that there, Rocket. Ready? All right. Next raffle. Lala Move. This is what, 500? 5 winners of 500 pesos. 500 pesos of cash prizes. Okay, so we'll send it through GCAP. It's a GCash raffle, but powered by our good friends at Lala Move, who, by the way, have always powered the raffles because these guys have been delivering for us and to you ever since we started this raffle. That's how awesome they are. So Lala Move's our official partner for all the deliveries of the raffle. And in this case, we'll just deliver it to you via phone. $500, 5 people. So that's 2-5 going out, 5 lucky winners. Make sure you send Rocket all of your stuff. All of his details are there. Scrolling down below, just get the screenshot with your name, use the account that you sent it with, and then we will send you your prize. Here you go, Rocket. Oh yeah, and if you are interested being a Lala Move rider partner, driver, then definitely sign up, because this is one way to sort of be your own boss, because this is not just an employee relationship, it's a partner relationship. So if you have your own motorcycle and stuff like that, it's a great way to take charge of your own time, earn a little bit of money. They got great training, and of course they got great rewards too for their Lala Move, or what they call Panala Move program, where they reward safe drivers as well. So yeah, it's pretty cool. If you have, if you're looking for in between work and you happen to ride a motorcycle and you own one, well, this is a great way to monetize that. So, and you can pick your own hours. So, if you decide at some point you want to slow down, you want to go to your kid's graduation or something like that, you can do that, being a rider partner driver at Lala Move. And with that, X, We got those wraps because he's already eating all of our. Yeah, he's already. He's taking the budget for the next raffle. Okay, go. He likes these ones too. Which one's this? Rocket glider. 500 bucks, Sam. Bella Kino, congratulations, big winner, 500 bucks. I love these types of raffles too because it's just sent straight to you. It's like you didn't do anything. Boom, you got like a meal for tonight or something like that. Cash. You spend whatever you want. Go shopping, do whatever you want, and it's no hassle, no strings attached. Just like every delivery, right? While allowing me to power. All right, Kit Kat, congratulations. So those are 5 winners of 500 bucks each. Come on, Rocket, choose. Ready for this? Second one. Oh yeah.
Third,
Oh.
NFT.
Wait. This is the NFTs here. Up. Rocket, stand up. Stand up. There you go. Ooh, yeah, he loves standing up. Well, all right. So the next one is the Binance NFTs. Now, little quick description for those who are kind of new to this. An NFT is a non-fungible token. Don't be intimidated by the word. It's basically just new digital art, digital property that you can have verified ownership of. So that's pretty much what an NFT is. The rest, I would encourage you to do your own research because this is the fastest growing space in digital assets right now. So, it's going crazy. I mean, my son invests in it. He makes his own NFTs. All my kids now are playing around with this NFT thing because they get it. They understand the language. The NFTs, if we move into the metaverse, which is inevitably where we're going, right? You will now have a sort of 3D version of what we're experiencing in Web 2. So instead of me sort of being here in this physical space, I will be in my metaverse space. So all of my things will be NFTs, right? I'll have an NFT couch over there. This could be an NFT dog even. But the key is you have registered ownership of it, which is immutable and held on the blockchain. So to get you started, I won't get into too much because it's very confusing if you don't know where you're coming from. So do your own research. If you win this especially, and even if you don't, you owe it to yourself to find out what's happening in the digital economy. But somebody, is it one person only? 3 mystery boxes. Okay. Golden Brothers is, when you're buying NFTs, you're looking for communities, right? Because anyone can make a piece of art. What you're looking for is a backstory. You're looking for a community that powers it because this is what gives value to the NFT. Now, because it's still in its early phases, some NFTs, and I'm talking about JPEGs, will have been sold for up to $69.8 million, one picture. So while I have no idea what your NFT mystery box is worth, it could be anything from a few $100s to a few $100,000 to a few $1 million. You just don't know. And I'm being serious when I say that because you just don't know. The NFTs, the value is created on the metaverse and the internet. So what a lot of people do is they flip them. My kid just buys them and then he flips them, or he makes them and then he flips them and he makes 20%, 30%, 50%. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense. It makes 100x or something like that. It's crazy. It's crazy. Even I have a hard time wrapping my head around this. But let's draw out one of the winners. Ready? Or 3 winners. Ready, Rocket? Hi. Hi, you showed your privates.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. He says that counts. He just told me his first press counts. So, yeah.
Oh, it counts?
It counts. Because he pressed it and he got fed. So. Oh man, you guys are so lucky. Seriously, to win an NFT and a mystery box too. So there's more than one in there. I hope you guys, whoever wins this, does the research, figures it out, makes some money out of it, and it helps you because really it's one of those things that you need a push to get into because it's a little hard to understand. But believe me, they can't all be wrong out there. Yes, there's risk, which is why this is risk free. If you win it for free and then you can sell it immediately, you can sell it, right? And you probably, I don't know. I think the first one I sold, I got $200 out of it, but I wasn't thinking. I just got it, sold it, and made money. But you can make more if you wait. I'll let you figure that out. Next one is the Jabra intercom system. We have 3 of these to give away. Rocket. Yeah, I think he's full. I think he's like, look, I've eaten the whole bag already. I have no incentive to work now. You see, Rocket was an NFT. He could do this all day long. He wouldn't complain. He wouldn't need to be fed. But in the real world, yeah, we have union issues. All right, I'll press it for you, Rocket. 1, 2, 3. There you go. He's like, Mom, come on, man. You know, this guy won't stop talking. He's not supposed to give a description for every raffle. Yeah, because... One. And what's the last one? All right, congratulations to our 3 winners. Those are the motorcycle intercom system from Jabra. And good luck with those. Ride safe. I hope you enjoy them. I'm sure you will. You go out for a fun run now with 12 of your friends. And yeah, you should have a nice little barcada happening over there. This leaves us to our last raffle. I don't know if Rocket has any more gas in the tank, but I'll try. Yeah, he's kind of going, but he's like, can I yeah, can you just use my image? You know. You're okay, Rocket. One last. Come on, one last. They want to see your face. Okay, ready? Look at the cam. Now, press that button. Okay, now you get fed. See how this works? This is classic conditioning. This is how we were during COVID for 2 years. Classic conditioning. That was shade, Rocket. That was shade. Early in the week, that's for the Nano S Ledger. Okay. Erwin, congratulations, man. I hope you and everyone listening right now takes this very seriously because, you know, with this war going on at the moment, it's shown us the real use case for crypto. Venezuela just blocked Ethereum transactions on MetaMask. Venezuela. This goes to show you that the governments, if they do want to get involved and they do want to sanction, they can do it if your money is still on exchanges or in MetaMask wallets or trust wallets or anything like that. If you want to keep your money secure or your investment secure in their crypto, you need something like this. Okay, I cannot stress it enough. Not your keys, not your coins. Leave it on the exchange, you are vulnerable. If anything breaks out, the entire use case and purpose of your crypto is gone. Okay, it is there for you to hold personal custody of, and only you have that password. You don't store it electronically anywhere. Usually what you do is you write them down on a physical piece of paper, put it in a safe. In the case of what we just gave away right now, I think they're also offering the ones that are engraved in metal, so it never fades, and then you can keep that locked up as well. Whatever it is, just make sure you take custody of your own coins. Don't leave them on exchanges unless you want to be vulnerable to any of the things that are going on right now. Canadian truckers experienced it. Their accounts are closed, and they live in a democratic country, and they were protesting within their rights. So they weren't doing anything wrong. That's just come out, but their bank accounts are frozen. You don't want to be one of those people. I know that we're probably looking at it's not happening here, not yet. We don't know, but this is your safeguard. So make sure you take care of your investments. That's it. That's the lecture for the day. That's the podcast for the week. I hope you guys join us again next week. We'll be back again, same time, same place, same dog, different raffle prizes. Hopefully you'll be here too. So till then, stay safe, everybody. Bye for now.
Fancy meeting you in my internet. Couldn't help but notice your smile, while everybody else around us is surfing about. Can we just stop and chat a while? Get away from these gray and boring, lonesome days of our quarantine. Early yet to say what lies ahead. It's just the first day of the rest of our lives. Love could be waiting at the end of this quarantine. Let's stop